We also have talked even on this channel about Angel's very dramatic response to that Angel. Restarted with "I'm heartbroken, I'm literally lost for words, knowing what this woman meant to me in such a pivotal point in my life." She was the only person, which is interesting, since she's been coached before. It's almost unbelievable that even after getting sued for steroid allegations, Angel Reese still has the nerve to stir up controversy with her wild statements, and this time the bombshell she dropped was about none other than her coach, Teresa Weatherspoon. Believe me, if betrayal had a face, it would definitely be Teresa's right now. And unfortunately, it seems like, according to some new reports, that relationship cost her her job. The Chicago Sky officials are out here telling everyone that Teresa was suspended because, well, the team didn't perform. But hold up, Angels out here spilling some major tea, claiming that's not the real story. A point being, she disrespected the official. That was the official response to this. So why is she doing this? Are her allegations actually true? Or is this just another dramatic twist in the Angel Reese saga? Let's break it all down from the start, because this is getting messy, and since then the internet is on fire. And it's all thanks to Angel Reese. Now you have a rivalry here. Angel Reese wants to be Draymond Green. But there's nothing about her game that's really interesting that is going to translate to people who may not watch the WNBA, may not care about basketball. Once hyped as the next big thing in the WNBA, she's now right at the center of a scandal so wild it's shaking the league to its core. After months of rumors swirling around, the truth finally came out. Reese allegedly turned to performance-enhancing drugs in a desperate bid to stay in the spotlight. I mean, when you can't keep up with the talent in the league, what do you do? Yeah, not so much allegedly turned to steroids to bridge that gap. Angel Reese is the villain, Caitlin Clark is the hero, and Angel Reese continued to play into it last night by getting ejected. And it's almost like it's all scripted. This is perfect for the WNBA. She's all the talk. She's the one standing up there in front of reporters. Saying, I need all of you guys to realize there's two of us that changed the game of women's basketball. And it's not just Caitlin Clark. I was a part of that 2 years ago, the national championship game. And it's going to continue to be that way from here on out. I kind of love it. I don't agree with her. It's way more Caitlin Clark than it is Angel Reese. And then boom, news drops that Reese tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs. And the WNBA world lost its collective mind. The Chicago Sky, her team at the time, wasted no time in suspending her while they investigated. But let's be real, we all saw where this was headed, because anybody who's watching could see that what was going on with Chicago and with Angel Reese and the double-double streak and all that stuff. Was it good for Angel? Was it good for the rest of the team? Was it good for the whole organization? The second those test results came back, Reese's career took a nosedive faster than her shot percentage. In the fourth quarter, her public image was already on thin ice. But this shattered it completely. The sky cut her loose, and the league fans, everyone was left picking their jaws up off the floor. WNBA has been around a couple of decades, and people didn't notice the game. They're noticing it now. Well, that's because of Caitlin Clark, not Angel Reese. Now, the drugs Reese allegedly used were not some over-the-counter vitamins. Nope, she allegedly went for EPO, or erythropoietin, a serious performance enhancer designed to boost stamina and endurance by increasing red blood cells. You know the stuff cyclists and marathon runners use to turn into superhumans. On top of that, she supposedly dabbled in anabolic steroids, which build muscle faster than you can say. Bad decision. Both of these substances are, of course, strictly banned under DUS regulations. And the WNBA, yeah, they're not playing around with this kind of thing. Athletes caught using these banned drugs usually face a harsh reality: suspensions, public humiliation, and a big old question mark over their entire career. The addiction is real. The addiction to attention is real. So what drove Reese to this? Well, pressure to stay relevant, pressure to not just play in the league, but to stand out in a league now dominated by the likes of Caitlin Clark, who basically spent her rookie year rewriting the WNBA record book. Clark was lighting up the court, averaging 20 points per game, breaking assist records, and just making everyone else look like they were in slow motion. Meanwhile, Reese, honestly, I think the biggest thing she should focus on is just finishing around the rim. That is something where maybe her rebounds will be halved, however, she will still make such an impact while her 11, 5 points and 9, 2 rebounds per game weren't bad, but compared to Clark's supernova-level performance, it was like trying to compete in a foot race with a jet engine. And let's be real, a lot of Reese's rebounds were just her picking up her own missed shots, hardly the mark of someone dominating the game. But that's the thing about pressure, it can make people do things they never thought they'd do. The rumors swirling around Reese's steroid use paint a pretty sad picture of an athlete who just couldn't keep up with Clark's spotlight and took the easy way out instead of embracing the grind. Instead of pushing herself harder, Rhea apparently turned to these performance enhancers, hoping they'd bridge the gap between her and the league's elite. Spoiler alert, they didn't. What they did do was get her caught and booted from the Chicago Sky faster than you can say. Scandal Angel Reese said, hey, she'll play the villain role. Kennedy Carter certainly embraces that as well. Chad, right after we're discussing Angel Reese and the villain in the storyline in the plot that brings eyeballs to the product of Caitlin Clark on tour across the NBA. As she's ejected for the first time in her WNBA career, what's especially tragic about this whole situation is that Reese didn't need to do this. She had the talent when she first entered the league. Everyone thought her rivalry with Caitlin Clark would be the next great storyline in women's basketball. Instead, she's become the face of one of the biggest doping scandals the NBA has seen. Fans and analysts are now questioning everything. Was Reese ever playing clean? Was her entire career built on a lie? It's the kind of fall from grace that leaves you shaking your head. Would Angel Reese prematurely end her rookie season to spare herself the embarrassment of losing Rookie of the Year to Caitlin Clark? Chicago Sky didn't waste any time either. They suspended Reese as soon as the investigation started, and when the positive test came back, it was all over the WNBA, which has been working hard to expand its fan base and built its brand, now finds itself caught up in a PR nightmare. One of its most recognizable players is now the poster child for cheating, and the league is left scrambling to clean up the mess, and Angel Reese is stirring this up. So while she doesn't, Angel Reese always comes off as the victim. But let's not forget about the mental toll all this must have taken on Reese. Some reports say that the pressure she was under, especially with all the comparisons to Caitlin Clark, was eating away at her. Clark was out there, breaking record signing endorsement deals and leading her team to the playoffs, while Reese was stuck on a team that couldn't even sniff success. The frustration, the constant criticism, the media spotlight, it all probably pushed her to make some pretty terrible decisions. And unfortunately for Reese, she chose the worst possible way to try and get ahead. If you're a big star, you should not need to beg for attention. If you're a big star, you should not have to exploit yourself. But hey, before you start feeling sorry for Angel Reese, hold up on those sympathy horses. The fallout from her steroid scandal sent the Chicago Sky into complete chaos, like a reality show nobody signed up for. Turns out the steroid scandal didn't just mess with Reese's career, it practically detonated the entire locker room. Her teammates, not happy. Trust completely shattered. Angel Reese needs Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark does not need Angel Reese. For someone who was supposed to be a leader turning to illegal substances, didn't just break the rules, it broke the bond she had with the team. And when the trust in the locker room is gone, so is the team spirit. The Sky players couldn't rally behind her anymore. They were dealing with a season that was already going off the rails, and now their star player had put the final wrecking ball through it. She's pissed off because they're not just like, it's not just about one player, it's about me too. And it's like, wait, time out. Nobody, I haven't even seen it. This is her, this is the And let's not forget about the plot twist involving Teresa Weatherspoon, Chicago Sky head coach. In a twist straight out of a bad sports drama, rumors began swirling that Weatherspoon might have had a hand in this whole steroid mess. Angel Reese and her coach, former coach, I should say, Teresa Weatherspoon, we had all heard a few weeks ago that the Chicago Sky said goodbye to Teresa Weatherspoon, saying that it was time to, quote, make a change. Yep, the very coach who was supposed to be steering the ship might have actually pushed Reese toward the iceberg. Allegedly, Weatherspoon, desperate to save the team's sinking 13-27 record, suggested Reese try a little boost. It was a desperate season. And it seems like Weatherspoon thought, why not? It's the kind of rumor that makes you wonder if you've stumbled into an alternate universe where the coach is dishing out bad advice instead of game plans. Angel re Chicago Sky.